Very good evening to all my students as well as many who have joined in for this very fruitful session, which is going to be. I just want a confirmation from your end by giving me a thumbs up as to whether my voice is audible. Please give me a thumbs up if my voice is audible, please. Okay, great. Very welcome to this session. Okay, in this we are going to discuss some very important aspect. Okay, I'd like to uh, say it with the stressed word. Okay, important, because most of the people think that this particular subject is boring. Okay, I'm going to talk about how we can introduce the concept of technology in chartered accountancy. Now, you all are students. We know that everybody is busy studying their books, preparing for foundation, preparing for inter, and some even might be preparing for final examinations. Some might be going through articleship. Some might be sitting at home now, lockdown, nothing to do, sitting and studying, and a lot of things, right? So, in these times, first of all, I should commend KVC Academy for coming up with this Thursday thoughts, in which a lot of various topics are discussed, and for students it's very helpful and fruitful. So I'd like to start my presentation by asking you a question: why did you take up CA? Okay, now see, I do this exercise every time I go to any of the class to teach. I do ask them, why did you take up CA? And they always tell me, sir, I took CA because CA is difficult, CA is tough, CA is challenging, CA has a lot of scope, CA has a lot of money. Correct? Now I get all these answers. Okay. But the one thing also I get to hear a lot is about, sir, I like accounts, or I like taxation, I like auditing, or any other subject. Now, I'm sure that I can't ask everybody's opinion right now, but I do know that many of your opinions about chartered accountancy do come in the list that I have given right now. Very well. There is one more small reason why people take up CA. Okay. Instead of going for any other course, for example, you have completed your 12th, and the next step that usually most of the people in commerce take is, of course, that is BCom. Now, some people do BCom side by side by going to evening college or going to a professional batch, and some people are there who think that BCom is not necessary. After 12th, they can directly jump into CA and finish. Correct? Whatever that you do, that one reason people fail to mention why they have taken up CA as their career is that they want to be different. They don't want to do the same thing that the other person in the class does. They want to do something extra. I want to do something more in my life. Now that's the major reason why people take up CA. Okay, and rest of the reasons come next, maybe pretty close, but they do come later. The major reason why people take up CA is what? I want to do something different. Now, many of you in your curriculum as CA, see, I am not going to cover anything about CA because you already know, you all are CA students. You know that how many levels are there, what kind of exams are there, what kind of subjects are there, how much we have to study, all those things. No, I'm not going to talk about it. But I'm going to talk about that one factor that people usually take up after their foundation or their inter. They start thinking about alternative courses. Okay, alternative courses in the sense that with the CA, I want to do something else. For example, somebody wants to do CS, somebody wants to do CWA, somebody wants to do ACCA, somebody wants to do CPA, CMA, and there are tens of other courses which can be done with chartered accountancy. I'm sure that every one of you, at least once in your curriculum, you have thought of something more, right? Always wanted to do something more and difficult. So that's why what I've done is, I'm going to send you a link on your cell phone right now, and you are supposed to tick on that course. I've given various options that you thought that you would do with chartered accountancy. I'm going to send you the link now. Please go and answer that. Okay, the link is forwarded. Please, I'm going to give you 1 minute, and the voting closes then. I want everybody to take their cell phone right now. It's sent on WhatsApp. Everybody can see it. Please go and vote. Yes, I got 3 responses, 4 responses, 5, 7, 9. Come on, time is ticking fast. Okay, I got 53, 55 responses. 72 responses, 74, 75, 79, 81, 82, 84. Last 10 seconds. Anybody else? 86. Okay, now the voting is closed. Now let us see the results. Okay, what does the result tell us? That after CA, 19% of the people think that they want to do CS. 16% of the people think they want to do MBA. 17% of the people think they want to do MCOM. And there are people who think they'll do CPA USA. There are people who think they'll do ACCA. And very minimum has gone for CMA USA and IAS. Correct? Many minimum has gone LLB. There's a good percentage. CMA also there is a very less percentage, that is 7%. Now what do you see this? See, everybody has some kind of plan, okay, with their chartered accountancy. Now what to do? And people popularly known CS and MCOM. Okay. But if I really ask them one question, see, I'm going to always ask this one question that if you are going for additional course, it should add something to your life. Okay. People usually like, why do they take up additional courses? Like okay, I'm interested. Okay. Some people think that I have time. Some people think that I want additional qualification so that I can fill my visiting card or whatever it is. Right. So why do you do it? You might have your own reasons. You might like it. You might not like it. But what I'm saying is nobody is thinking in the angle which I am going to explain to you in a few minutes. Okay. The techie chartered accountant. Now, the word techie is, you know, uh, usually used to describe whom? The engineers, correct? Engineers or software engineers. Usually, we do tell them that they are techies, correct? Now, there are so many words I have put in the right side of this particular presentation. You can read that on your screen. There is data analysis, there is system audit, there is data visualization, there is information technology, there is forensic audit, there is data analytics, there is blockchain, there is computer aided audit techniques, there is programming, there is coding, there is big data, and there are so many buzzwords which are there. And there are another 10, 12 buzzwords are there, like data scientist is there, data science is there, and a lot of other words. Now the problem is most of the people are not aware what these things are. Why did the need for these courses came across? Why did it come? Okay. So people usually ask me the common FAQs about data analytics and other things, sir. What it is? What is data, sir? How can we mine the data, sir? What is data mining, sir? What is data visualization, sir? What is data analytics? They do ask me this question, and every time I try to answer, correct, I tell them the one thing first. I tell them that, are you interested in actually knowing what it is? They say, sir, yes. Then I start with an example. I explain it a bit further, and the student is off. Student cannot appreciate what is being told about the data. Now, I have seen this happening with many of the students. So what I'm trying to do with this presentation is I'll just give you a simple examples, and I'll try to tinker your interest so that you can take this subject further. Look at this. This is the slide in which we see the heading is the calories, and we see two people. One person is extremely thin, correct? And one person is extremely obese. Now what happened? Let me tell you a story. In olden times, okay, I'm talking about long back, in the world there was hunger. Okay, lot of hunger. Even today there is, but I will come to that. Please understand that there was a lot of hunger, okay, with which people were deficient of calories. People were not used to get calories. Everybody knows that calories are required for your energy purpose, which means people were not getting enough food. Now, because of that, you could have seen that a lot of people are thin, okay. But today, because of the advent of food such as what? Food such as burgers, pizza, correct? And all the 10 other junk foods which are being sold, people are getting excess of calories. So earlier there was a deficiency of calorie. Now there is excess calorie supplied. Now because of excess calorie into the body, what is happening? People are getting obese. Now that's why gyms are making a lot of businesses, or correct? Because of lockdown also many must be sitting at home and eating that burger, pizza and everything, cheese, that, this and all. Now people might have put on, correct? What happened? But remember, these calories were not available in the beginning of the time. People used to hunt for it, people used to cultivate it, and people used to get the energy. But now it is easily available. You can walk into any of the restaurant, any of the stores, and you can get the calories that you want in abundance, so much abundance that you like eating it and you become obese. And then to analyze and to, you know, remove that fat, you have to work out and you have to do so many things, correct? Now data, same thing is happening with the data. Okay, now the analogy is exactly the same. Okay, years back, decades back, okay, when computers were not available, okay, the company used to get the data something like this. Now the empty dustbin that you see, correct? Now they were not getting the data. Now what do you mean by data? Okay, for example, I have my headquarters in Delhi. Okay, I sell, let us say, mobile phones. From Delhi, I sell mobile phones, and I have my branches. I have my three branches. One is in Hyderabad, one is in Cochin, one is in Bangalore. Now, the three places, every day they do sell a lot of mobile phones, but lack of data is there, lack of computer integration is there, which means me sitting at Delhi, I do not know how many mobile phones are actually being sold, in what season, in what month, in where, in Bangalore or in Hyderabad or in Kochi. Now, without knowing how much is being sold, can I send more mobile phones to those cities? Answer is no, which means I do not get the data. But now, think about it now. You are coming from a city, which means you know that there are a lot of supermarkets around you, correct? You might have seen that there is Big Bazaar, there is more, and there are so many other supermarkets which are nationally having so many stores, okay, tens, hundreds of stores. Now in each of the stores, okay, please understand that there will be something called as inventory, in the sense there are a lot of products or a lot of items, correct? Now somebody sitting in the headquarters in Delhi can see how many products are being sold, how many products are being sold where, in particular branch. It could be in Mangalore, it could be Bangalore. I can see how much of the products are being sold, which means there is a lot of information which is coming. Why? Because everything is automized now, everything is computerized. You go to walk to any office, you go to a normal medical store, there is computer. You go anywhere, there is computer. Now think what happened to all these businesses over the time. They moved from the physical working or physical data, which is pen and paper, correct? They moved from that to what? To completely computerized. Now I'm talking about the normal companies, but you do know that there are big companies like Tata, Reliance, and Dabur, and there are so many other companies which have their businesses itself integrated in a environment we call as ERP, which means entire business is computerized. Okay, you know that e-commerce businesses, you all have seen, yes or no? Amazon, Flipkart, like there are so many things. Their entire business is in the internet and in the system. Okay, so it is very important that pen and paper doesn't work anymore. We need to know, we need to know about the computers, and we as auditors, we have to know how to audit through the computer, because pen and paper doesn't work. Those who have studied auditing in their inter know that The entire auditing syllabus of ours revolves around how to do auditing. But there is only one chapter, if you can remember, chapter number 6, which talks about what? Computerized or automated environment, audit in automated environment. And there are a lot of words which I put in the first slide, like this slide, lot of words that I had put: data analytics, data visualization, information technology, system audit, and these words were very, very much repeated in that chapter. But sadly, that was not the importance that we should be expecting. This data, this information technology is the future. Now, when I said data, what is the problem associated with data? Let me tell you, correct? When I say we have lot of data, when I say we have lot of data, in the previous slide, you can see the second dustbin, it's filled with all kinds of junk. Yes or no? Correct? That I'm resembling it as data. But do we really need data or we need information? Okay. Please make a proper differentiation. There are two things. One is data, one is information. We extract information from the data. Please understand, we extract the information from the data. So at the end of the day, what do we need as a result? We want information as a result. Now let me put a simple example. Okay, there is this one person walking from this point A to point B, correct? There is one person motorbiking from point A to point B. There is another person who is packing his luggage and going from point A to point B. Okay, now the data is very simple, correct? But we have to know that every time they go from point A to point B, they will carry their cell phone with them. Yes or no? They will carry their cell phone with them, and cell phone has Android system or iOS, it could be both, correct? Android system, and somebody knows that you are moving from point A to point B. Okay, now do you know who it is? Yes. Now the information, correct, extracting information here, whenever you go from point A to point B, when you travel from point A to point B, when you drive from point A to point B, Google knows that you're traveling, and with the help of the data which is sent by your Android cell phone to Google Maps, you can actually use Google Maps today. Yes or no? Correct? You want to travel from Udupi to Mangalore, correct? So what do? You go to your maps and it says say Mangalore, and not only the distance, it also shows you the time which will be taken to reach Mangalore. How do they know how much time is taken? Are the Google agents on the road on national highway waiting whether the traffic is there or no? It's not like that. It is how, if on the way so many people are traveling and some people are stuck at one point, Google will automatically understand that there is a traffic congestion. Why? Because so many people sending data that they are stuck from their mobile phones. It is automatically taken by Google. Now see, everybody sends that data every time. It's 24/7. Data is too much, but Google only takes what? Information, what is necessary for them. Correct? Now this is the great example that I can give you as to how data is converted into information. There are some other examples. For example, you can take, there is customer loyalty program. Now every time, okay, this might have happened with you also, correct? Mangalore students, correct? You go to city center, correct, and Forum Mall, because those are the only two places available. Okay, that let it be. Now you walk into what? City center, you go to a showroom, correct? And every time you buy something, they ask for your phone number, correct? Now, okay, you give your phone number. Some people give their phone number. I don't give because I get irritated with the SMS that they send later on, correct? So I don't give. But many people, 99% people do give their phone number. Now tell me, what happens? Why did they ask for your phone number? That's one question, correct? And what are they going to do with it? That is the second question. I can tell you easily like this. Every person has something called a spending pattern, which means if I observe you for like 5 years as to how many clothes that you are going to purchase, how many clothes that you're going to purchase, I can see that there will be a pattern in your purchase. Now trust me, these companies currently are engaged in taking data of crores and crores of citizens, analyzing it based on the time from the previous purchase to when will they make the next purchase. Okay, because only if they know that you are going to buy, they will bring the new stock. Now the technology has gone to so much of depth. There is something called a semantic web. Now this everybody has experienced. Okay, everybody has experienced. I'll tell you what. You go to Google and you search for Nike shoes, correct? And when you search for Nike shoes, what happens? You go to Instagram, Nike shoes will appear. You go to any other app, Nike shoes will appear. You go to Facebook, Nike shoes will appear. It's like, do you want to buy? Do you want to buy? Do you want to buy? Now, my question is, how did the companies like Instagram, Facebook, and Google, how did they come to know that you want Nike shoes? That's because your history, your search history, and the data that you're sending is being converted into information to the people who want to sell those shoes. See, the technology has always gone 2 steps ahead of us. It is always 2 steps ahead of us. There's a very good saying, okay, which says that the present is already past when it comes to technology, and the future is actually the present which we are not living in. Okay, please understand, the future technology is already here, but what we are aware is very less. See, tracking customer interest, which I covered, and there is something called as peak hour charges. You might have seen, if you have used Ola, Uber, and such taxi apps, you definitely know that whenever there is peak hour, okay, something like lot of orders are coming in, at that time the rate will automatically go up. Okay, how do they do that? They do that because they track the data, correct? And even for the political interest, there are so many. You might have heard about Cambridge Analytics and other most controversial topics which came up, okay, in the internet during the elections of US and all that, where people's opinions were being changed by sending continuous ad about a political party. Now the data analytics has gone way more forward, and I am at a liberty to say this, that our syllabus doesn't catch up. Okay, our syllabus doesn't really catch up to the technological changes which have happened in the world today. So keep yourself updated, we have to do something extra. And I already know, based on the poll that I took, correct, many people want to do so many things, correct, with the chartered accountancy, but I am here to change your interest a little bit and make you see the other courses also which are available, which are technology oriented. Now, how does it matter to a chartered accountant? I already told you. Now, so many companies are using analytics to do so many things. But please understand, these companies are nothing but somebody's client. Yes or no? Correct? A chartered accountant only will be auditing. Correct? For example, if you go to audit a e-commerce company which is operating on the internet and they don't have any physical documents, they have everything online, or let us say everything in the software. Now, how we are going to audit it? Correct, that's a very big question that you have to ask yourself. Now see, usual patterns what are observed, correct? We can see that usually the chartered accountant, see, he looks so confused. Now he's going to a client and he's asking me, give me the report. Okay, and what does the client do? He says okay, and he gives these reports, correct? And the chartered accountant will sit and he'll analyze the reports given by the client. Now I am going to give you one small thought over here, that it is not necessary that the client might give you the right detail, correct? Because client is the one who is extracting the data from the software and he is giving you, so he might not give you the right data, correct? So what do we have to do? What we want? See, there is a chartered accountant asking the question, can I use your system to extract the data that I want? Now the client says sure. Correct, this is what we want. We are never going to ask the data required for our work with our client. We are going to ask for a login and we are going to extract the data ourselves. Now this is the goal as chartered accountant students that we have to keep in our mind. Now How do I use my skills for tedious tasks? Now, if somebody comes and asks me, sir, you said a lot of things about using technology to do some difficult task. Okay, I'm not going to show you any much difficult task. I'll show you a easy one. Okay, everybody please observe. Okay, here is something. This is a PDF that I have seen. Okay, it shows some kind of a, like, spending or employee contribution in the US. Okay, I have just taken randomly, okay, from the internet. Now, if you look at this table over here, correct, it is in PDF, correct, it is in PDF, but I want this table in Excel. Okay, everybody knows what Microsoft Excel is. I want it in what? Columns and rows. Now, how I am going to convert this into columns and rows? Okay, there are two ways in which you can do it. Okay, one, correct, you can copy paste. Okay, while copy pasting, you can see that there are so many things coming up over here, correct. Okay, is there a problem in seeing the screen? Can you see the PDF? Give me a yes or no, please. Okay, 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 wait a second. Can you see it now? Please give me a thumbs up if you can see it, or just message me. Okay, okay, great. Now this is the PDF. Okay, this is the PDF. Now this is the table which I want in Excel. Now there is a very easy way out. What is the easy way out? Easy way out is, take the Excel, open the Excel and start copying. Now how to copy? Correct, select like this, correct, control C and go there and control V, correct. That's what we usually do. Or what you can do instead of copying, because sometimes copying is very difficult. Okay, because when you select this, entire row will get selected, it doesn't get pasted properly, correct. So what do? I sit and type the entire thing. Okay, I sit and type the entire thing. Now this is something that I'm talking about, one table. This could be an annual report of a company. Now if there is an annual report of company, tell me what and all comes in tabular form. The balance sheet comes in tabular form, P&L comes in tabular form, the cash flow statement comes in tabular form, correct. There are so many tabular forms which we have to refer to, correct. Now that they all give us in what? PDF. Now we want it in Excel. Why do we want it in Excel? Because we can do some calculations, correct. Now what I do, I don't do copying, because copying will take a lot of time and it gives me a lot of mistakes. Typing, to forget it, because typing this entire document would take a long time, correct. So can you see my screen now? Give me a thumbs up. Can you see my uh, spider app? Yes or no? No. Okay. Okay, now we should be able to see it. Now you should be able to see it. Ah, great. Now you look at this. There is just a 5-line code which I've written. Okay, there is just a 5-line code which I've written, which just reads through what this code does. Okay, by the way, I'm using the language Python. Now forget it if you don't understand what is the this thing, the programming language and all that. Forget it. Okay, because that is not something that you should be doing right now. Okay, but you can see that there is a option in programming language or in a program to read this particular PDF and automatically extract the table into a Excel format. Okay, now I've done it, and after doing it, I'll just share that Excel with you. The data looks something like this. Data looks something like this. Now you see that such a tedious table from which I should have copied things, correct. I can easily use a 5-line code, okay, to convert that table into Excel in a matter of 1 second or 2 seconds maximum. Okay, the work which otherwise would have taken a long time is taking me very less time, because that is what will make you, that is what happens when you make technology your priority. Now going back to our presentation, so I told you how do I use my skills to tedious tasks. See, I just taken a very simple example because if there is a very big code, then the explanation and the logics will flow somewhere else, and students will lose it at this particular time because you are not experienced in this particular area. But imagine any of the smallest of the small task can be made in computer, using computer easily, if you have the knowledge of technology. There are some new wave of additional qualifications after chartered accountancy that has come into this world. Okay, see, I have put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 over here, and there are another 10 to 15 that have not entered over here. It could be certified information system auditor, it could be certified information system manager, it could be certified information system security professional, there should be certified cloud security personnel, it could be any other course. Now all these courses sound very confusing and bigger than us right now because you have not been exposed to the real world of technology yet. Okay, but trust me, I know exactly how to make you interested in technology to kickstart. How can you start now? Okay, because I just showed you a certain programming code in Python, correct? I showed you that it is just 5 lines, correct? And how can I extract a table from the PDF to the Excel immediately? I showed you that. But trust me, that has come only after years and years of practice. Okay, please understand, it will come only after years and years of practice. So the first thing that you have to do is what? Develop interest in the computers. Okay, now that is something that people usually don't do. Okay, that at least nowadays it's okay, every house has a computer, correct? But around 10 years back it was very difficult, and people were often not interested in using computers. But trust me, to be technology oriented, you have to start first developing interest in computers. You have to keep yourself updated with technology. Now how to keep updated with technology? By reading a lot in the internet. You can read about the recent technologies, you can read about a lot of blogs. There are so many people writing blogs, correct? Probably after the session I will also send you certain links where you can follow and you can read a lot about the technology. And inter students, please, you have to study the EIS, that is your subject 7 part 1, correct? EIS comes for 50 marks. Everybody ignores it, correct? Hey, information technology, I don't want to study information technology, is difficult, it's so confusing, the questions are confusing, that this and all. But I'm telling you that you want to go ahead with technology, you really have to have some theoretical knowledge before going into it. So I tell you that make EIS your favorite subject. Now I want to kickstart. Now what do I do? Okay, I'll give you a action plan as to what you can do. Okay, we have to first start with, see, every time we want to do something new now, correct? See, if you start something like CS, or if you start something like CMA USA or CMA or CPA, it is not something new. Why? Because the subjects which you have already learned in your CA curriculum, like accounts, like financial management, like costing, like law, are going to repeat in those particular courses. But technology is something that you have to start from the scratch, correct? Now how do I start from the scratch? The first thing is get your hands on the computer. Now without getting your hands on the computer, you cannot say that I'm technology oriented. That is point number one, point blank. Second, you have to start loving maths and stats. Oh my god, now this is difficult. Sir, we came to CA because there is no maths and stats. Now how can you say that you love maths and stats? Because that's where the logic is, correct? I consider maths and stats to be the one of the most logical subjects, and you have lot of relevance of maths and stats and the concepts of maths and stats in programming, correct? So you should know mathematics and statistics. Third, you have to start with Microsoft Excel. Now I tell that, sir, we have already done a course in Excel, We already know Excel. That is not the Excel that I'm talking about. There are some advanced levels of Excel. From the basics, you have to go till the advanced, and the earlier you start, the better it is. Correct? I tell you this because myself, I started late. Okay, I consider I started late, which means I should have started when I just cleared inter. But no, I started after most of my articleship was done. I started in the third year of articleship. Now I'm just thinking what I would have done if I had started early. Correct? Because time doesn't stop for anybody. Okay, please understand that. And you got only limited time, and you have to make utilization of that time and start learning. Okay, it could be the very basics, or from there you can get up and you can go further. Now I thank you everybody for attending this particular webinar. Now I want you to ask me any questions that you have, okay, regarding technology or use of technology, correct, in chartered accountancy. Please send your questions in the chat box. I will answer them. Yes, I received one question. Sir, I'm very much interested in computers, but oh, there is some mistake in writing. Okay, very interesting. I'm gonna let that go. Please, type again. Okay, there's another question. How much knowledge of computers did you have at interstage? Okay, let me clarify about this. Okay, knowledge is different, interest is different. Okay, so for example, I was having a lot of interest, okay, in computers. To be honest, I was having a lot of interest in computers, but the knowledge at that point particular time was not much. Okay, maybe I had basic knowledge. Okay, I knew how to operate computers. I used to get amazed with them, but the knowledge wasn't there because work experience did not come hand in hand. But later when I really got to work, it is that time where I took a lot of interest in it and expanded my knowledge. Next, sir, what are the career opportunities in this field? Oh my God, this is a very important question, and I think I have to address. I did address a certain point of them because, see, we usually, what do? We always see the destination. Okay, that is the mistake that we do. We see the destination, we see where we are, we see the destination, but we don't see the way how to get there. Okay, it is as good as saying that without knowing what are the subjects involved in chartered accountancy, I'm just saying I want to be a chartered accountant, I want to start auditing. That doesn't happen. We have to know the way. Okay, there are a lot of career opportunities which are coming because now that all the businesses, all the big companies are going computerized, use of computers and the technology has become paramount. And trust me, the big companies who are into auditing, they are appointing a lot of technology personnel. They are appointing a lot of computer engineers in order to understand, because there is no linkage. One person is their chartered accountant, is highly experienced in audit, but he doesn't know anything about computers. Now to help him, they are hiring whom? They are hiring the technology personnel or the engineer. Now you can stop that. You can become that person. You can become a financial knowledgeable person, plus as well as a person who knows about technology. Correct? That is something you can do. Next, next. There are so many questions. I'll address them. Sir, which programming language should I start? See, Adeline Perez. Okay, she asked the question, which programming language? I'd say that first, don't go for programming language. See, at the end of the day, language comes secondary. What comes first is the logic. You have to develop the logic in your head. Now, how to develop the logic in your head? You have to read a lot about statistics and mathematics, because only those subjects will fill in a lot of logic in your head. Okay, not advanced level mathematics and advanced level statistics, but the basics. Because we all know that when we studied maths and stats, the more emphasis was given to what? by hacking the formula and getting an answer, but that is not something which can work. See, if you know how to communicate a logic, okay, you can tell it to any computer engineer and you can tell him to code it in a programming language. You need not necessarily know, but sometimes you need to know, but not at this particular stage. You have to first develop your interest in logic. Next. Okay, how to concentrate on this subject. See, now that for I guess that is a subject for another Thursday thoughts. Okay, how to concentrate, that is not something that I can address, but yeah, definitely if you are interested you will be concentrating. Okay, that is the usual answer that I give. Okay, so first there should be interest and then comes the concentration. See, even if you are not interested in a topic, no matter how much you try, the concentration just doesn't come. Sir, do the students need their personal computer while doing their inter or articleship? See, Shakil, it has got nothing to do with whether you're doing inter or articleship. Computer is the need of the hour. Okay, please understand everybody. For this is for all the 97 people who are there. Computers is the need of the hour. Okay, it is at no point that sir, I'm doing inter should I want, I'm doing articleship should I want. No, you want it. Okay, you want it from the point where you started understanding proper logic. Okay, I would say that if you don't have a computer, correct, it is kind of time to get one. Next. Data security, but why do they need it? See, sir, I saw something like data security, but why do we need it for chartered accountants? Very good question. Okay, data security. Now, see, data is not only operational. Okay, operational in the sense I gave you an example of a supermarket. Okay, selling more. Somebody is sitting at Delhi, he's seeing how much of the things are being sold in Bangalore, or how much is sold in Cochin and other places. Now there is something associated with the product, and that is called as a price, correct? And that is also called as a financial data. When I say data security, I'm not talking about the data of the company alone, I'm talking about the financial data as well. Now please understand, what if what if in the software somebody has changed an expense amount of 50,000 to 55,000. Okay, and when you go and ask the profit and loss account, they'll give you the report and you check the report, correct, and everything is fine. But how do you know if somebody inside the system has changed it? How do you know? Correct. For that you have to check whether the data which is there in the software, whether it is secure, whether it is properly secured. Now there are certain professionals who check whether the data is secure or not, correct, whether it has been breached. That is a technical language which people use. They say whether data is breached, which means whether any unauthorized person has come in and has he made any adjustments. That is why data security is also becomes one of the career opportunity for chartered accountant. Because we if we understand technology, please know this. Okay, Purnesh asked this question. If we understand technology, we can understand both finance as well as technology. Now that is something a plus, a add-on for a chartered accountant. Next, a lot of questions coming in. Sir, how to be a professional in computers? See, that is should be started by liking the computers, by liking the logic, by liking your subjects which are actually there in computers. Okay, if at all the student who asked this question, you are an inter student, I'd like to ask you back, how much do you like the subject EIS? Okay, next. How much time would a person need to attain enough knowledge of technology, like developing softwares and all? See, there is a small correction I'd like to make your question, Arun. Okay, see, developing software is not our job. Okay, our job is to understand the logic, and sometimes to communicate logic we need coding. Okay, sometimes, but that is not developing. Okay, developing is something which is done by software engineers, correct? Let's not take their job. Okay, we are taking what we are here to communicate. Because for example, let us say a accounting software need to be built. Accounting software need to be built, And you all know what is the journal entry for sales. You all know what is journal entry for purchase. You all know what is the contra entry. You all know what is the bank entry. You know what is cash deposit, cash withdrawal, cash flow statement, balance sheet, P&L. You know it, but does the engineer know it? Correct. If you go and say balance sheet, is like, what is balance sheet? What is the logic? Why asset has to come here? Why liability has to come here? He'll ask you the question, yes or no. Correct. So you have to tell him the logic. Now see, you can tell him the logic in two ways. What is that? One, you can make a speech. See, this is the logic, and you can also, take him through articleship for 3 years to tell him what is balance sheet. Or you can tell in his language. What is his language? His language is coding. Correct. If you know that, very well. But complexity of developing the system and all, no. That is completely a software engineer's domain. Next, Chelsea. Sir, how do you get interest to learn programming language? See, again, this is like, interest is not something that, you can attain by, forcing yourself or something like that. You should start reading slowly. See, that is why I had given you something like a kickstart. Now, how to start? Correct. Now, starting is very simple. Correct. You have to keep loving the logic. You have to keep reading about the new technology, and you are all so young, so young. You can get interested in technology. Technology could be the only one subject which you can be interested 100%. That is my belief. Okay, so you develop that, then it doesn't matter. See, I'd like to add one more example over here. Everybody, okay, those who have studied income tax, okay, or those who have finished articleship or doing articleship, you might be aware of it. Correct. A client comes to you. Correct. A client comes to you, and he gives you his form 16. What is form 16? In that, his various incomes, deductions, everything will be there. So what do a traditional chartered accountant do in the office? Traditional chartered accountant, what does he do? He will enter everything, correct, manually, checks everything manually, and then files your return. Correct. But there is a website, ClearTax. Have you heard of it? ClearTax. You can just upload your form 16, and immediately they will take all the data and file your return. That happens in 5 minutes. Okay, where a traditional chartered accountant will take how many 1 day at least. Okay, with the workload which is there, correct, it can get even elongated. Correct. So this is the problem. Please understand that technology can solve most of our office problems also. Hi sir, I'm just wondering, is automation a threat to us chartered accountants? When I read the news, I get the strange question that, is automation or AI capable to replace accountants? An excellent question. It's asked by Samit Kumar. He asked this excellent question, whether technology can replace us as chartered accountant. Okay, I'd like to tell you. Okay, I'd like to always tell. See, nothing can replace a human mind. Okay, please understand that. You can imitate, you can make artificial intelligence, but nothing can imitate what? Nothing can replace human mind, because human mind built artificial intelligence. Please understand that. As far as the technological aspect is concerned, for example, you can tell me, sir, earlier we had a job to prepare P&L balance sheet. Now P&L balance sheet we don't produce, only automatically it will get generated in the software. So did CAs lose relevance? Okay, that is the question. See, trust me, there has been no such big change that I would like to tell right now. Okay, I'd always like to quote one particular example, okay, which says that, see, the earlier problems were different, and now the problems are completely different. Okay, see, earlier, before softwares and all were there, correct, people used to say that working is not correct. Okay, yes, that was one of the problem. Correct. Now somebody does everything in hand, okay, calculates everything, all the amounts, and somewhere arithmetic mistake. Working is not correct. But today, people say software is not updated. See the problems. Okay, earlier people used to say what? Working is not correct. Now people say software is not updated. Correct. Earlier, people used to say that, people are not working fast enough. People are not trained. People used to say. Correct. Now people say what? Server is slow. Understanding? The problem remain the same. Okay, but the solution is different. Okay, earlier people used to say people are not trained. Now they say server is slow. Earlier people used to say too much of the queue. Okay, in a supermarket and all, when they go, no, correct, they used to say what it is like so much queue, correct. Now people say website is not loading. See, once the products moved from offline to online, now people say the see website is not loading, correct. And earlier people used to say that termites, correct, or some worms spoiled the records, physical records. But today we know that people say virus attacked our record. Understanding? So the problems are the same, okay, but the way the problem is expressed only has changed. So I'll tell you, when the physical form of data, correct, was there was a different approach for audit, and now that data is digitalized, our approach has to change. Next, so that gives you the answer saying that the relevance of chartered accountant is never going to chartered accountancy is never going to change. See, I'm being very specific over here, students. Relevance of chartered accountancy is not going to change, but relevance of chartered accountant might change, because if you don't update, you will be kicked out. Okay, this is the rule, survival of the fittest. If you have the knowledge, you'll stay. You don't have the knowledge, you gotta walk. Next. Sir, I had learnt a little C++ in PU. Is it gonna help in CA? See, these are all the things. See, I'll tell you, everything that you have learnt previously is going to help you somewhere. Okay, you have learnt simple mathematics in your primary school. That is what is helping you today to tally your balance sheets. Okay, so you can't say that I am passing CA because of my primary teacher. No, you can't say that. Correct? No, correct. But definitely it is helping. So all these things will help, provided you take that forward. Next. Okay, sir, is this field linked only to auditing? Answer is no. Okay, because we are chartered accountants, most of our work will revolve around auditing. Okay, but need not necessarily. There are many people who have finished chartered accountancy and left chartered accountancy basic core work and gone for technology. There are many people like that also, but basically it revolves around a chartered accountant's work. Okay. Sir, I had started basics of coding, but I'm confused what to do next. I think that you have to relook at the logic part. Okay, more than language. See, it is very difficult to understand a language. Okay, if you don't know what it means. For example, when Despacito song came, everybody started by hearting the lyrics. Nobody saw what was the meaning. Okay, so if you start with the programming language, that's what is going to happen. You are going to know how to write in that particular language, but you wouldn't understand what the logic behind it. I'm telling, first you have to work on the logic behind it, then approach a particular language. That time it becomes easier. Okay, there are a lot of questions which are coming in. I don't think that I can address all of them as the time is almost less, very less. Okay, okay. I'm going to not answer questions which are non-relevant, but I do. Okay, are the articleship opportunities for CA students in machine learning and artificial intelligence for finance? If yes, do suggest the organizations that provide the opportunities. Thank you. Now Jay asked this question. See, this is a very important question. Is there any CA articleship opportunities in firms which do artificial intelligence and machine learning? Right now in India, very difficult to find. Very difficult to find, because this field is just coming up in India. Okay, but if you look abroad, there are many companies. Okay, but in India, I don't see much, but I do have some references, provided that if you are interested, you can contact me after the session. Next. Sir, can you please suggest the course that we need to take with CA that would help us in our future days? See, there are many courses which I can suggest. Okay, but first I suggest is a skills upgrade. Okay, skills upgrade. You should get your hands on the computer and start with minimalistic things like Excel. Start there, but don't stop. Don't think that that's the end. That is the only solution. And certification, qualification, those things come secondary when it comes to computer. Please understand that. Okay, what comes First is your skills. In the long term, skill is all that going to stay. Okay, nothing else. Skills and knowledge are the only two things which are going to stay. Next. Okay, which subject should I take along with CA? Okay, by that, if you meant that, what kind of a course that you want to do, I have already told you. Correct, it's not about the course, it's about first increasing the skill set. Is automation going to replace accountants? Never. Okay, that is not going to happen, because with the technology comes the threat. Okay, with the technology, what comes? The threat comes. Okay, there will be so many of the things which might go, like the other day only, like what happened, there was a Twitter hack. You guys all observed, I believe, correct? No, Obama, correct? And his account was hacked, and somebody made some money out of it by bitcoins and all that. You see that no matter how intense and how strong your system is, it can be hacked. And with that, correct, comes opportunity for other qualifications. Probably the old qualification will get replaced, correct, but something that can never be replaced is the human mind. Okay, there are few more questions for me to address. Okay, sir, what can I start now? Now I'm a foundation student. I'd say that develop and first try to score out of out in your maths and stats paper. Okay, you start from there, because that is a very very logical subject to start with. Then, okay, there are a few more, many of the questions. Okay, uh, I will address one last. Okay, I'll address last three questions. If you have any, it is the time for you to put it right now. Last three questions I will address. Yes. After Inter, how should we address articleship if we want to get into IT of not having much knowledge about computers? See, let me tell you. Okay, my articleship also, in the initial 2 years, I did not receive much of IT, related work. But what I used to do is that I liked computers, and the small of the smallest task which I used to get, I used to search how to automate this, how to make it more simple. Okay, how to make it faster using the computers, whether it is possible. Correct, I used to explore that, and trust me, I have done certain things which have made my life much more easier during articleship. I used to finish a lot of tasks faster because I used to automate. So it's all about the interest. It's not that if you go to a very very high tech company, you will get a lot of experience and you'll become successful, and if you don't go to a proper office which doesn't use computers, you will not develop at all. It's not like that. It's about the individual interest. Okay, if individually you can do it, then definitely you can do a lot with it. uh, yes, again, a lot of questions. I don't know which one to select. Okay, I guess the questions which are coming are previously addressed, and if there is still some small doubts which are there, you can definitely see this particular video in the uh, you know YouTube, which will be uploaded. Okay, I believe that this session gave you some small insights and tinkered your knowledge and told you, woke you up and told you that technology is coming behind you. Get ready. Okay, if you're not ready, then somebody else will come and take your place. Survival of the fittest. I've told you this, correct? So all that you have to do is develop interest in it, start reading about it, start with the small of the smallest thing, get your hands on the computer first, and then go ahead with your life and make technology a part of it. I thank KVC. I thank all the students for coming into this particular webinar, okay, in large numbers, correct? And I hope you had a good session, and all the best for your life. This is Friendly D'Souza, and the session is ending now. Bye. You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone.